do this week's vlog. Not a lot going on this week because I was away in London with my son, taking him to see his cousin, so I kind of chilled. I am glad of the little sketches that I did actually do. I did actually do quite a lot, so I will show you those now. Apologies in advance if the lighting is not great. It is just too warm and too small a space for me to set up the lights today. I wanted to go through the few sketches that I did when I was away in London. I was quite pleased to get this many done. We arrived quite early for the train, and the train was half an hour delayed as well, so we were even earlier in effect. So I just sat on the platform and sketched the end bit of Newcastle Central Station, which was really pleasant way to wait for a train. On the Sunday we walked along to Greenwich and under the foot tunnel to have a wander around the park and the market, and then this is a little pub right next to the Cutty Sark, and it's called the Gypsy Moth, and it was named after the boat that Francis Chichester had, which again was named after an aeroplane in the war, I think. And up until recently, I think the Gypsy Moth boat was actually moored at Greenwich, but my sister-in-law said she wasn't quite sure where it had gone and we didn't look it up. So maybe that's one to look up, but I thought this little pub was quite sweet. I don't know whether to go in and just put some greenery in the hanging baskets because they're not very well defined, but it was absolutely boiling. We'd managed to stay cool in the park and it wasn't too bad wandering around, but just sitting in the sun, it was later on in the afternoon. Oh, it was just so hot, so I was sketching quite quickly. On the same day we went into the Queen's Orchard, which is in Greenwich, and they were cutting the lavender to sell in September, I think, and I took a photograph of the lady with her hat. Painted this later on when I got back. The smell of the lavender was just absolutely gorgeous on that baking hot day. On the Monday morning I got a little bit of news about the Mucky Duck business, which has kind of set us back a little bit. More on that in coming weeks. So all I wanted to do, I couldn't concentrate on my book reading, all I just wanted to do was paint. So I remembered I'd saved these photos from the Landscape Art Club of trees, so I just sat and painted, and this is the result. And then what was left on my palette I just kind of put down on the next page in like the lights and the darks, and I think I might do something more abstracted, just the lines going across, but obviously I haven't finished that yet. That evening it was just so glorious still. I took my son and his cousin to the cinema during the day, which was the best place to be when it's 28 degrees. And I was going to sketch when I got back, but at 3 o'clock the sun was just still so hot, so my sister-in-law and I walked down to Island Gardens, which is opposite Greenwich. In the evening, I mean, it was about 5 o'clock, it was still really warm in the sun. It was like being abroad on holiday, walking along the Thames in the sun, and I managed to do these 3 little sketches. Now obviously this is in my multimedia or mixed media sketchbook, so I think I might just put like a wash of bright blue sky on each of them just to kind of lift them. But really pleased with these. I seemed to be there a long time, it was 45 minutes in all, but then thinking about it, there are 3 views there, so it probably only took me about 10 minutes on each, maybe a little bit longer for the middle one. So that is Greenwich Power Station, and then I call it Greenwich Palace, but it used to be the hospital, and now it's like part of it's the Maritime Museum. Obviously just did one half of it, and it's such a small scale, it really needs, for justice to be done, it needs to be a bigger scale. And then the Cutty Sark hiding behind the trees there, and the this is the Greenwich foot tunnel, so you come up here after you've like walked under the Thames, and there's another one on this side near Island Gardens.
Feelings, it's like I can't walk on the ceiling.
much had my word of the year in my head the whole time I was doing this. Determined. Because when you see the tight space that I've got to work with here and having to negotiate round things to get to this setup here, and then to grab my notebooks from that box over there, just so I can take some photos for the website. Yeah, I really used the word determined, and that's why I didn't record a lot of it, because my camera battery was dead. So for that first little bit, setting up the light, I had to have it on the tripod plugged into the charger. Phew, but that's over, thankfully photographed. And then I did manage to do a couple of cards at the Mucky Duck yesterday, which I'm intending on taking to penny pieces. Might scan them in and do them as actual cards, because I haven't prepped those and ordered those yet. Finding that that's a job I need to do. I need to prep them, I need to order them as cards. I need to add on the Christmas cards to that order, because I may as well just do them all at the same time and be prepared. But then I got to thinking, oh, I was going to paint some Newcastle scenes Christmassy for Christmas cards, so I would have to paint those, scan those in and prepare them before I can put the card order in. So the list of jobs just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and I have limited time.
Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh. You in deeper than I let anyone else before. Fell in love with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know when my heart beat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, you take me higher. You take me higher, baby. You take me higher. You take me higher, baby. You take me higher. You take me higher, baby. You take me higher. Yeah, you take me higher, baby.
Hopefully I will be more organised next week, because it is Friday morning. I haven't edited the vlog, but I guess I've been away, so hopefully, I know I keep banging on about the schedule and it's never working, but yeah, hopefully I keep managing to push these videos out for you. They're not losing any quality. Thank you, Katie, last week for saying that they hadn't lost quality, and thank you for commenting on that tweet, because it just went whoosh. Really does help when people comment and retweet tweets, and then other people see it, so thank you very much. If you have enjoyed this short but sweet vlog, please leave a like and consider subscribing, and I shall see you next week when hopefully it's cooled down.
Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take